Just this week, 1 million more Americans filed claims for unemployment insurance. 30 million Americans reported they didn't have enough food to eat. We're in a unique crisis, and the elements of this plan really were designed and are designed to take on that crisis head on. How are we going to get shots in people's arms? How are we going to get schools reopened so parents can get back to work? And how are we going to provide that direct relief to those families and those businesses that are struggling the most? So,
I'll be announcing the winner of the free $100 Amazon gift card. I've already announced several winners in the past week, so if you want to win this gift card, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications, give this video a like, and leave me a comment down below telling me whether or not you support a third round of stimulus checks. Now let's jump into the stimulus check information.
but the president is uncompromising when it comes to the speed that we need to act at to address this crisis.
But are you willing to negotiate any points of your proposal? Or, for example, are you wedded to the number, the price tag, $1.9 trillion? Are you willing to come down from that?
We really need to focus on the elements of this package and what they're intended to do. So if we look at the vaccine distribution effort, for example, the money that was passed in December is quickly running down, and we need more resources urgently to stand up the vaccine distribution efforts.
And the press secretary, Jen Psaki, said that the president was still looking for ways to gather support for a plan that could bridge the gap between the two parties, the Democrats and Republicans. Everybody tell me in the comments down below, will our politicians in Congress be able to pass a third stimulus check of $1,400 or $2,000? Tell me down in the comments. Now folks, I also want you to know that progressives in Congress are trying to push for the approval of $2,000 monthly stimulus checks. More than 50 House Democrats, led by Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, wrote a letter to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They have urged the Biden administration to back and support recurring direct cash payments. Representative Omar wrote, "One more check is not enough." And the group of lawmakers suggested that monthly payments be directed to those who need it most.
An insurance extension for people who have lost their jobs through no faults of their own, while we have support for nutrition and hunger, support to avoid families being evicted from their homes and being put out on the street.
But what about
and also
the
the $1,400 checks.
Will you target those $1,400?
Yeah, the $1,400 checks. We're open to looking at how to make the entire package effective at achieving its objective, including providing support to families with children, providing direct child tax credits to families that have children and who have been hit the hardest in this crisis. That's certainly a place that we're willing to sit down and think about, are there ways to make the entire package more effective? I would just reinforce that we can't take on this issue without dealing with those who are unemployed. We can't take on this issue without dealing with those who are going hungry. And so as we think about the targeting, we think this plan is really targeted to provide cash into the pockets of the people who are the most in need. Certainly open to figuring out if we can make that entire package as effective.
All of a sudden, the Senate Republicans say it's too big. I'm sorry, we've got tens of millions of people out of work. We've got tens of millions of people on the threshold of losing their homes. Tens of millions of people, latest data, 23 million people who can't put food on the table. And the Republicans want to say the package is too big. Remember what this package is about. It is about helping the people who need it, people right here in America who need that help, families that need that help. It is about making sure there is money for vaccinations so we can step up production and get those vaccinations distributed all across this country to make us safe. And it is about getting our schools open again. Three principal parts that are in this relief package, and the Republicans, what, don't want to do it?
And will spend it the quickest. The letter read, "Many families cannot afford to wait for a month between payments. To truly build back better, families need stability and certainty through ongoing relief. They cannot be at the mercy of congressional gridlock." But some experts push back on the idea of monthly stimulus payments. Multiple economists think that this is not the way to go. For example, Gregory Dacko, the chief U.S. economist at Oxford Economics, told Newsweek.com, "I don't necessarily know that providing $2,000 on a monthly basis would necessarily be the right approach at this stage." The U.S. chief The Economist cited an urgent need for aid and said the government should send out the third round of stimulus checks immediately. Everybody, tell me in the comments down below. Should Americans get a one-time stimulus payment of $1,400 or monthly $2,000 stimulus checks?
My question then, what is the biggest hurdle? Because I'm often baffled, and I think about the person watching. I think about the person who can't pay their rent. I think about the person who's lighting candles at night because the lights have been cut off. I think about the person who has to wonder how they're going to eat that night, how they're going to feed their children. When they hear that Democrats or that the Biden administration wants to make sure this is bipartisan, I have to wonder, what is the point of having power if you're not willing to use it, particularly at a time where people are desperate? So what is the biggest hurdle right now to getting this legislation passed and letting the American people know how soon they can expect relief from their federal government?
So you are so right on this, Tiffany. Look, I hope the Republicans will join us because let's be clear, it's not just Democrats who are suffering. It's Democrats, Republicans, independents, people who don't care about politics at all. We need everyone to have the help that they need.
Progressives like Representative Omar and Representative Ocasio-Cortez wrote this letter to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They stated, "We are experiencing the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression, with millions of Americans either unemployed, forced out of work, or facing a decline in hours and wages. Recurring payments will provide a long-term lifeline to struggling Americans for the duration of this deadly pandemic. It is clear during this time in our nation's history that we must take additional unprecedented action. We kindly request that your incoming administration consider including support for recurring cash payments in your future economic relief plans." So what the progressives in Congress are talking about is a monthly $2,000 stimulus check. Yes, folks, a monthly $2,000 stimulus payment. Tell me down in the comments. Now, folks, here's what you have to know about the Social Security benefits. Social Security benefits and supplemental security income payments for approximately 70 million Americans will increase by 1.3% in 2021. That's according to the Social Security Administration.gov. Now, COLA, which is the annual cost of living adjustment. By law, the federal benefits increase when the cost of living rises, as measured by the Department of Labor's Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners. That increase has already taken effect as of December 31st, 2020. The PUA extension is set through March 14th, as well as the PUC extension through March 14th. People are still receiving a second stimulus check of $600. That is all the news in today's video, everybody. Hopefully you guys found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the bell. I appreciate everyone's amazing support. You guys are awesome. Until next time, have a great day and stay safe.